Not doing the work right.
Uh, I actually tried later. That's why I still there. I When I try to without that thought, like a kind of losing the thought, I open my curiosity. Let's see what's happened. Since I have that thought too, I should do something. I know I do, and then and it's pretty often I have a thought I should do something. So I have a opener, the mind more open to let let's see what's gonna happen, like more curiosity. And I would not feel that frustrated without the thought, without the future image, without the thought that I'm not joining the group every day. It's only once a week. So if I don't want to judge myself that much, I can don't judge myself when other times when I'm doing the work. That's not a big problem. I would able to notice this once a week group is not gonna ruin my affect my other days pattern. I can still just judging more of other people at my stage. I was able to notice that. That's what happened later also. That's why I calmed down and then still joined in, still thinking and listening.
So curious, open-minded, not frustrated.
Yeah, whenever there's a future picture that people get misled, oh my God, the madness just, yeah, I realize I'm into other people's business.
Yep.
And also without the future image, yeah, without the future image, then I'm free. I can even just leave. Like I can even just leave. It won't hurt anyone if that's not what I want to do, the work topic. Um, I don't have to be there. And it's like I also noticed that I try to not to make other people feel bad. Like make other people feel I'm hard to get along with. I realized that the fear.
So was that going on when you brought up the issue? Like, did you feel like you were walking on eggshells?
Eggshells,
You ever hear that expression, walking on eggshells?
wiggle.
Walking on eggshells? Oh, it's like being like really careful and, you know, maybe not, maybe, and this is kind of similar to what you were saying when you were holding back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you mean be very careful, like, right? Just be
Mm,
very super careful. Yes, I've changed a lot. That's why I was able to say it out. If it's like a half year ago, a year ago, I would just keep quiet,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
zip up my mouth.
Yep.
So yesterday I still said I raise up my hand and then I support my the one my judgments. I even said out. I even say it out, and then I raise my hand. That's I was pretty surprised for what I did.
Was it now, was that stressful?
No, when I did that, it's less stressful. I
Okay.
feel safer in
Okay.
that group. Yeah. If I don't do that,
Okay.
if
So
I yeah.
I invite you to close your eyes,
Mm.
get still, go to that moment when it's clear that we voted on the self-judgment thought. Is it true they're not doing the work right?
Did I say they are not doing the work right? Did I say that? That's what I said.
You had that
Oh,
number 5.
okay. Yeah. So when I talk more about that, I felt it's more like I worry about misleading. Yeah, no, I'm not sure they're not doing the work right. I just worry about people might get misled.
Okay, so no. So just give that a minute to contemplate it. They're not doing the work right. That's not true.
No, not 100% true. Katie said there's no way to do the work incorrectly. I mean, for me, yes, but no.
Okay, so that's different.
Mm.
So your answer is still
For
yes.
me, I still is no. I mean, even my ego, I don't know because that's my confusion. I don't know what is right.
You mean your answer is still yes. They're not doing the work right.
But I don't 100% know. I don't
See,
100% know.
so that's why, I invite you to close your eyes and take your time. And that meme that I sent out about how to do the work?
Huh? Excuse me?
Do you know the meme that I sent out on Signal about how to do the work? Yeah, it's a meme. It's Katie's quote. It's this one. Let me see if I can see that. Did you see
I
that?
close your eyes. Oh yeah.
Close your eyes, anchor your mind in a particular situation, time, and place, and identify a judgment. Ask yourself, is that judgment true? And this is the important part. In the name of love, don't answer it, but rather witness as you meditate on the answer as it is shown to you. So let's do number 2. Can you absolutely know it's true? They're not doing the work right. And this is not about what Katie says about the work or I say, it's like what you say. So can you absolutely know it's true? They're not doing the work right. And yes is valid, yes is just as valid as no.
I can absolutely no.
Okay. Okay. So let's look at a turnaround. How would you turn that around? They're not doing the work right.
Where's my notebook? My notebook gone. Okay. How do I turn around? They are doing the work right.
Okay.
Hmm.
So how's that true?
In their own way, they are doing the work right.
How's that true?
Um, that's their right way. Also,
So once again, this is about you, really your opinion. Like in your opinion, how is it true they're doing the work right?
there's no rule saying cannot judge yourself. It's just not recommend. Just
Okay.
says not as good at judging others. It
Okay.
doesn't mean it's not right.
Yeah. Okay.
I want the best. I see that my mind want the best effect
Mm-hmm.
result. Don't want the slower version or the ego self-playing version. That's my definition.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's wrong. It doesn't mean it's not right.
Yeah. So is there another example how it's true? In your opinion, they're doing the work right?
I don't know. I don't see nothing. I don't see other things. I just see these two
So,
things.
so just close your eyes and meditate and see what you can find. You know, sometimes this takes time.
I see that they were participating. They were really thinking about that topic. They were there, and I was not fully there. They were doing the work as a meditation, right? I see Helios close his eyes and really thinking in that. Oh
Okay.
my God, I still have madness at my heart.
Yeah, this is
Especially,
why this meditation part of it, you know, it's easy to miss this.
especially mad at people who have already know the work for a while. Criticism. Oh, I even feel like crying.
Mm,
The teaching I received from Katie, from my current teachers from Chinese community, they all mention try not to judge yourself. Try not. It doesn't mean you can't. Just try not. It's not really not as good as judging things outside. And don't worry because it will always come back to you. And then I feel so disappointed when I all the time hearing, especially Helios as a host, all the time bring up I. I'm so mad. That I so important. They are doing the work right.
mhm.
I only thought that the evidences that I brought up. First, they really sit in it. That's what I thought. I cannot deny it. And the second is I saw they're doing that in their own way, the way they feel comfortable. That's the only thing I could see. I turned to myself. I'm doing the work.
Well, you know, before you jump ahead, one of the things I see here is, you know, the the two things that I've seen about it is that it's I would say it's never wrong, but it's more what's the word? It's more effective if you want to do a thought about yourself. It's more effective to do it if you've got experience, and everybody, and pretty much everybody, maybe with the exception of one or two, has a lot of experience in the work. I mean, this group is, I think, like 2 years old or something like that.
Do they? Did they really join the like Katie's maybe teaching or some training class, or they just read by themselves?
Or did they what?
Did they join some like Katie's class teaching and then some facilitators class?
Well,
Did they?
everybody's got different backgrounds, but um, okay. So the one point I was just making was that they're not new, is what I'm saying. And then the second thing is that they've got a certified facilitator. And so if both of those things are true, it's more effective than if
Who
you're
got the
like
certified facilitator?
me.
Only you, yeah.
Yeah.
But no.
So that's what I'm saying is they're working with a certified facilitator. So, if somebody is new at it and they're judging themselves, that's a lot less effective. But I would say that they're doing the work, the turnaround, they're doing the work right because they've got experience and they've got a certified facilitator. So the reason that Katie, it helps, I think
Now I understand.
it helps to
Uh,
look at the
I
reason why
thought
Katie
you
doesn't
said
want
they
you
got a
to.
certified facilitator. I thought you say some of them are certified facilitator.
No,
They
no.
got certified. I thought
The reason that Katie wants or invites everyone to not judge themselves is just because it's less effective. And um, so
she said it's ego play with
and
ego.
yeah. And so anyway, I have another example. They're doing the work right because if you look on the work.com webpage and you look at the um,
Universal belief.
universal police, yeah, there's a lot of I statements in there. There's a lot. There's not just a couple. There's a lot. And that universal belief list was put up there by Katie. She knows that list is there. And even so they're doing the work right, whether it's when you're looking at right or wrong, it's not a cut and dried thing. It's more that what's more effective and what's less effective. So that's the ultimate answer, though, is like they're not doing the work wrong or they're doing the work right. Is that it's always right, like that you're doing this meditation and you're doing it with other people and you're answering the questions, that.
Yeah, okay. I understand what you're saying. That's my ego's judgment. Like they don't know how to do the work. They probably never read down to worksheet much on judging others. That's my probably my judgment. If they
Well,
really so experienced, that's another story. Yeah,
what's another? Yeah, what was the turnaround you were gonna?
I am not doing the work right.
Okay, how's that true?
I take it too seriously. Take the work very seriously. I get mad and I get frustrated when I see other people judging themselves. I kind of projecting on myself. Oh, I cannot allow myself to judge myself at this. It's too early. I'm not confident with myself to judge myself yet. So I don't allow other people to do it. So I'm not doing the work right. I'm into other people's business. No, I'm still doing the work right. That's why I'm doing the worksheet here when I'm in other people's business. Anyway, I'm not doing the work right. What's the example? I'm not doing the work right. Uh, okay, at that moment, I'm not doing the work right. I have fears when I see other people judging themselves. I was working with angers and fears, not meditating in that sentence.
Yeah.
I didn't meditate. I didn't close my eyes. I wanted to work on my line.
Mm,
So when the line that they people the classmates vote was not my line, I didn't pay attention much to that. I was
yeah. And
on that worksheet. I was doing it wrong. I was not meditating in it.
yeah, that makes sense. That's the one thing I saw. I remember Katie saying you can't do the work wrong, and I was like, really? You can't do the work wrong? And I thought, and I just contemplated that, and I thought, ah, there's doing the work or not doing the work. That's all there is.
I have worriness about myself and about people. I see it.
So,
I so worry about wasting time.
that's it's a good thing to notice. So I think that was in one of your thoughts, one of your thoughts on the worksheet, right?
Yeah,
This is a waste of time,
yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like a judging self is wasting time.
Okay. Yeah, that's worth noticing there. Um, okay, so I'm not doing the work right. When we started meditating in the question, you're not in the work.
No,
So that's the only way you could be doing it wrong. And that's not even wrong. It's just that you're not doing the work. Yeah.
I was not. I was not doing the work very much.
Yep. Okay.
I got frustrated by other people, but I did not focus much either.
Yeah.
Felt irritated when I see the name is what her name is Alan Aja the India girl.
Oh, Angelique.
She and really I had a very bad judgment. Don't tell her. I was like, why are you eating all the time?
Oh, the eating. Okay.
Like, no wonder you're so fat.
So yeah,
So
I would write those down. That sounds was it like separate beliefs about her?
you told me before, take it easy. I can even just stop by and say hi. As long as I show up, it's a win. And I've been very critical to people. Like she showed up, and then instead of praising her, I was like, "Why are you eating all the time?" And then no wonder you're so fat.
So let's come back into the work here. So they're doing the work right. I'm not doing the work right.
Yeah,
Let's,
I'm not doing the work right. I was not contemplating in that work.
yep.
And I'm not doing the work right. I'm like, I think there's a wrong way of doing the work.
Mm.
And I gave myself the stress. And then I gave myself the stress. I have to do it right.
You know,
That's my,
the two things I'm thinking of is what I already said about it's on the universal group list. And if you've observed Katie long enough, she's done the work with people on I statements many times.
yeah, she wouldn't insist. She would recommend. But if other that person say many times, like I, and then she would, okay, you are not worthy. That's most of the time you're not worthy, or you're not good enough, or you're bad. Is that true? She would, yeah, I see it. I saw it. If she
Hmm.
would remind, always I see it. She would always recommend, right, and like a judge other people. But then when that person having difficulties, and then constantly saying, "Oh, I'm bad. That's my fault." Katie would say, "Okay, that's your fault. Is that true?" Yeah, yeah, I admit. Yes.
Oh, people have done worksheets on themselves, and she'd worked a whole worksheet too.
Uh, I didn't see that yet.
Yeah,
That's what I said. It was my like a experience as a witness when Zoom happening.
yeah,
She
yeah.
She didn't recommend, say, hey, sweetheart, write a worksheet on yourself. That's I never heard. But if other people say do that, she would still go on with that person. That's what I saw. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's the thing. I think those two examples are.
Even today, there's a mom. Her 3 days years old baby dead in the hospital, and then she was blaming herself. Katie recommended her to judge the medical community, but
Mm,
she obviously having hard time judging the medical community. She just
yeah.
drowning, like, oh, I could be faster, then it would be different. That's my fault. And then Katie then just turned to, okay, if you got there earlier, things would be different. Is that true? Yeah.
Yeah. And
Pretty flexible.
for what it's worth, I mean, I in general, I'll really, as much as possible, always try and steer a client towards judging somebody else,
I will do
because
that.
it's called the Judge Your Neighbor worksheet.
Yeah, I will do that.
And so yeah, it's like,
If someone says, okay, today let's work on the universal belief, I would be happy to pick one of the universal belief and work on it. But the this is a work group, and then almost like every time judging self, then I get frustrated. But
mm.
still, it's my work. It's a good resources for judging others. I'm judging my classmates.
So here's another.
I,
So hang on a second. I want you to notice, like, when it comes to these sessions, there's there's a lot more talking than contemplation. So just to, I want you to just see if you can hear that. Um, so this turnaround, I'm not doing the work right. Okay, so in that moment that you've got that judgment, is there anything else you see for how it's true I'm not doing the work right?
I'm in the duality, right and wrong. I was not heart opened.
That's exactly what I saw. It's like, if I'm doing the work right, I'm open-minded to see what can come of, even though I've got beliefs about it, I I switch to being open-minded and seeing what I can possibly learn. If you've got an open mind, then you might be able to see how it's more difficult, or why Katie doesn't recommend it, you know. And so there you go. It's just like, to do the work, you've got to be open-minded. So yeah.
I was not doing the work right. I was, I was not in a peaceful, not peaceful. Like I was already, how to say, in a prejudice situation. I already
Yeah,
in
your
right
mind
and
was already made
wrong.
up.
Okay? And then I refused. My mind refused to going on, although my body stayed there, and then my mind, I was not there,
Yeah.
not fully there, maybe 20%. Since I was like,
Yeah. Okay, so
um,
you want people to step outside their comfort zones. How do you
yeah.
react when you believe the thought, I want people to step outside their comfort zones?
In that situation, so the
Hmm.
people means them, right?
Yep. Let's just use the word them. I want them to step outside.
Yeah. This can be a general judgment. This can only also work on that specific situation. So I can do from two perspectives. Let's the first focus on that specific situation. I want them means the classmate, especially Helios. Okay, sorry.
So how
I
do you
wanted
react
them to.
when you believe that thought?
That's how I react. Mad. mad, frustrated,
Hmm.
angry, judging, and then disappointed, very disappointed. Like you guys just wasting your time. Like stuck in there all the time, same thing over and over again. And that's how I react to other people and how I react to myself. I felt also confused about myself. I'm not confident about myself either. So I was like,
Yep.
why am I so mad? I'm criticizing myself for being mad.
Okay.
And I also regret, why am I here? And then I also um, I also think, oh, I also saw the past images. I saw the past images that I encountered some difficulties when I facilitate others. And then I see a future is, okay, I don't bother to do too much facilitating much anymore, since the work is not about I'm being very passive aggressive. My ego is like, okay, you cannot change other people, so okay, just don't bother to even think too much. Just focus on yourself. But being passive aggressively focusing on myself, like disappointed about others, and then okay, you very little power. You don't try to change anyone else. You just do your things. Yeah, in a passive way, not a neutral way, not really realize it's not my business. But okay, nothing I can do. I don't have that much power. I'm not Katie. I'm not a someone that other people would believe what I say. So don't bother. Yeah, that's how I treat myself. Like treat myself little power.
Okay.
I'm like connecting myself value to how other people react to my opinion. When they still insist to work on I felt so discouraged by myself. I know I'm not that important, so no one won't bother to listen. Yeah, that type of attitude.
Okay. So once
I don't
again,
know how to
once again,
describe.
you're saying the same thing 5 different ways. When you, I'm going to invite you when you have an answer to just say the answer and leave a space.
Yeah, then that's how I treat myself. Do you have a word? I'm trying to find a word to describe how I treating myself. I didn't find a word. So that's why I'm saying it.
Okay.
You
So
know.
then I would invite you to not even speak at all and just wait for that word. See, that's why I was bringing up that meme of Katie's. It's because it says it so beautifully. It's just like to witness and meditate, and that's it. As the answer is shown to you, you know,
Okay.
the beauty of the work, if you're really doing the work, is you're waiting. You're not,
Okay.
you're
I
not,
saw a word.
not like answering like on a test, like if you were taking a test for, say, citizenship, for example. You know, it's like,
Okay. Yeah,
oh,
I was trying to organize language. I will not. Thank you for reminding. I will make it simple. I saw a word now. Later, I know I will do this in my brain and then get a conclusion. So I saw a conclusion is I am laughing at myself. I was laughing at myself.
okay.
I'm looking down on myself. Yeah,
Who would
that's
who would you be without that thought? I want them to step outside their comfort zones.
Oh, I would just make a decision. Do I want to work on this thought or not? If yes, I keep working on it. If no, I can don't work on that thought. Then have nothing to do with them. Then if without the thought there's no them. It's only me. I want to do it or not. Now people voted. That's the result. I want to do it or not. That's it. I make a decision. That's simple. More simple life.
How would you treat them and how would you treat you without that thought?
What's my line? Sorry, let me see. I
I want
forgot.
them to step outside their comfort zone.
Oh, hard to think of them about me. Without I want them to be different, I wouldn't laugh at myself. Then there is no reason. What's the reason laughing at myself? No. About them was I want them to step out. No expectations.
Hmm.
No expectations about them be better than normal people. I would see them as same as most people, as everybody else. Just normal people. Feel more comfortable judging themselves more often. Um, without the expectations, they should act different from other people. I would treat them more friendly with my heart
Okay.
and the patience. When I had expectation, then no patience. Also, oh, hold on a second. A call coming in. Sorry, I hung up. Yeah.
Okay. And so is it true?
I mean, I want to say you've mentioned one thing that really um, kind of synchronized within my heart that I'm witnessing why I have the curiosity and open mind, like why judging self is not as effective as judging others. I've never allowed myself to be a observer, to observe, to make this theory, this knowledge you telling me, Katie telling me into my own experience. You and Katie might witness why make difference, but I just heard from you, from her. And then whenever other people judging themselves, I kind of block myself, so I didn't give my chance to that. So without the thought, based on what you mentioned, if I back to that situation, I will open my heart and observe why you and Katie and the facilitators say recommend people to judge other people rather than judge themselves.
Hmm.
The curiosity. Yeah.
So is it true you want them to step outside their comfort zones?
No, I don't. Now I want to observe.
So let's turn it around. I want them to step outside their comfort zones.
I want them to step out the comfort zone.
How would
I
you
don't
turn?
want them to step out the comfort zone.
Okay, so how's that true?
It's their business. When I want that, uh, I feel stressful. I don't, and then I don't want them to step out their comfort zone. It's very crucial to want someone to step out of their comfort zone when they're not ready. I've Before I couldn't agree with this part. I feel people should be strong and then step out their comfort zone. Now I feel when other people need crutches, taking away their crutches is very crucial. You're gonna fall, gonna be
Yeah,
scared.
yeah. I, I have an example to add on or to uh, help you with that. You want to hear it?
Yes.
If they're pushed outside their comfort zones, in other words, like they're uncomfortable, they may not be able to even do the work.
Yeah, that's my critical personality. I'm very critical. I have a very critical personality. I've been forcing myself to do some hard things, even it's painful. So
Well,
that's what I see. It's really, it's yeah, you're right.
well, yeah, it's like Katie's expression: "You come at us the way you come at yourself."
Yes, you're right. I've seen a friend, like a person, when I recommend him to listen to the recording of his work and then encourage him, he then stopped doing the work. He couldn't face his voice. He likes when doing the work and say some stories. He likes that. And when I recommend he can be more serious, since it's been 2 years, he knowing the work and then listening to
So
his.
let's stay with you. How is it?
Yeah.
How else is it true? Or is there any other examples for I don't want them to step outside their comfort zones?
What you said earlier, I've witnessed. Okay, few examples. They don't want to do the work anymore. That's one thing. I don't want them to step out the comfort zone. It could lead to them don't do the work at all.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I've witnessed few.
Yeah, they
Uh,
may not even show up for the group sessions. Like if I said, okay, no, we're not doing any I statements,
oh
they might,
yeah, you're right. I've experienced that. I've
yeah.
experienced that. People then just stop doing it.
Mm.
Like no, no, no.
So what's
uh,
another turnaround to I want them to step
I
outside?
don't want them to. Give me maybe a minute. I don't want them to step out the comfort zone. See if I see anything else. Don't. I see one interesting perspective. Not sure it works. I just say it out. When people don't step out of their comfort zone, then it's good for my ego. My ego is like, okay, I have something to judge about. So I don't want them to step out their comfort zone. Then I have nothing to judge.
I see an example. You want to hear it?
Yes.
I don't want them to step out of their comfort zones because I don't get anything for that. If people step
Yeah.
out,
If you ask me the payoff,
yeah,
that would be interesting. That's what I believe. I would get something from that.
well, what is that? What would you get?
Yeah, just imagine the payoff. I'm
Well, there you
saying
go. It's like
not true.
it's all whatever it is. It's always a false version of whatever. Like
Yeah.
if you feel like the work is safe.
I like that question about the payoff. Yeah. Then it makes me more clear-minded. The payoff is not real. The
Yeah.
payoff would be if they step out of their comfort zone, this group will be a more good environment. I can learn more. I can grow up
Uh,
more, and then I can fully use my time more, like a maximum effect. Yeah.
so let's turn around to the other.
I want myself to step out of my comfort zone.
Yep. So if you
I
needed to learn
see
more,
one thing.
yeah, if you wanted to learn more, the thing to be like to hang up from Zoom and step out of your comfort zone and do the work on something stressful, you know. I want me to step outside of my comfort zone.
What did you say? Like a what Zoom? Hung up the Zoom?
Yeah, because you stayed on the call and you weren't uh, fully engaged with the work. So the turnaround, I want me to step outside of my comfort zone. My comfort zone is I'm not saying anything, I'm not engaged, I'm staying there.
Mm.
And so, you know, to step outside your comfort zone in that moment might be to just leave and then do the work on what you want to do.
Yeah, I having hard time to step out my comfort zone. Now I have more compassion to them.
Like your comfort zone in that moment was with everybody.
Yeah,
It's, even though you were stressed about it, it's
yeah.
like it wasn't comfortable to just go and do it on your own. But
Also, I also worry if I just leave might make you feel not happy. That's my worriness. Yeah.
well, see, there's another comfort zone.
Yeah, just trying to be a nice person. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I'm showing up, I'm engaged.
yeah.
Yeah. I also see evidence. I also see, and I stepped out of my comfort zone. See, today I made up my time to do the worksheet. I'm doing it, yay! I want myself to step up my comfort zone. I give myself thumbs up. It's not easy. Um, is yeah, from these months or this year practicing about the work, I want myself to step out of comfort zone as having too high requirement to people.
Mm.
That's a comfort zone also. It's like, okay, work has this policy or rules. Follow it, simple. And then whenever there are people that's hard to deal with, I feel that's my uncomfortable zone.
Mm.
I don't know what to do. Oh my God, I'm lost. So I want myself to step out of comfort zone when if I encountered those not easygoing customers. What am I gonna do?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do I just? Yeah. I've learned not everyone would just follow the instructions. Following the instructions easy. There are so many people don't. What should I do?
So,
I want myself to set up a
so is it
comfort zone. The zone is being right. I'm right. I know what the work is right. The zone, like that, this is the right way of doing the work. you, all incorrect. I'm like staying in that comfortable zone that
Yeah.
I'm right. I'm the good students of Katie. You guys
Yeah.
are not. I'm staying in that I'm right comfort zone
Yeah.
instead of I want myself to step out to
To the I don't
I'm
know
not
mind.
I'm not right. I I can do whatever I wanna do. I learned from you and Katie and others. It doesn't mean it's right. So that's a comfort zone to step out. It doesn't mean I'm right and other people are not right. Not then that's not a comfortable zone. That's a challenging the ego's identity. It's not easy.
Well, in the moment, even though it's stressful, it's more comfortable for you to be in that place of being right than opening up your mind to the fact or opening up to something else.
Opening up to what
Yeah.
else?
In other words, your comfort zone was a zone where you're right. And the
Yeah. That's what I'm
uncomfortable and when it's and really if it was truly so what I'm looking for. So that's what was actually comfortable, even though it was stressful. What would have been really uncomfortable in that moment was to be open-minded.
yeah.
Like it's uncomfortable for the ego, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel just only by writing down more worksheets, really practicing, I able to step out of the comfort zone of trying to be right.
Mm.
It, without the worksheet, I couldn't realize I had an option that I can just hang up and leave. It doesn't mean I have to leave angry. I just realize it's I'm not that interested in that lie without a thought.
This was something that came up during the session last night was this idea of identifying as a particular um, having a particular place, and that's what was going on with you. If you're identifying as the woman who's right about the work, you know, and
I write about this part. Yeah, about better
about that part,
judging. Don't
right,
always judging yourself. Yeah.
right, about not judging oneself, right, and and anytime there's a clinging on to being right, that's clinging on to identity, and that's comfortable for the ego. It's like, I know this is right. I know that's wrong. I know this is black. This is white. And the world makes sense. But, but the uncomfortable zone where people are afraid to go is that open-minded, kind of fluid, uh, that openness, that curiosity.
Yes.
So they should follow Katie's instructions. Is that true?
I mean, yes.
And can
Yes.
you absolutely know it's true? They should follow Katie's instructions.
No.
Mm.
No. Thank you for inviting me. Closing my eyes. It makes big difference.
Yeah.
No, you're not absolutely true.
Who would you be without that thought in that moment we voted for the I statement?
Just mm, I remember before many times when I didn't have the thought, I'm just following. I didn't know it's right or wrong. Yeah. Didn't know what are Katie's instructions when I was very new back then, without the thought. Without thought, I just following, listening, anticipating.
Yeah.
With the thought that worrying, without the thought. I remember like a year ago, I didn't have the thought. I was fine.
Mm. Yeah.
I was not fully listening either. But I didn't have the judgment like last time.
Yeah.
I did feel frustrated. Now, yeah,
So
when
turn it around.
um, I should, they should not follow Katie's instructions.
Okay, they should not. Okay.
Um, and in my opinion, they are not. That's the reality that they are not following, in my opinion. And then I don't want to convince myself. Just Katie said, don't trust her. Test self by themselves.
So how's it true they should not follow Katie's instructions? Like
Katie
what?
even said, don't follow, don't trust her.
Yeah.
Don't trust her.
This is absolutely the the truth as I see it is that it's got to be your own truth because if it's not yours, you're not it's going to be a belief. Like in other words, if Katie says, "Okay, do this," and and then you attach to the belief you have to do it Katie's way. Um, you know, it, yeah. So in doing the work, if I'm not finding my own answers that make sense to me, then I'm not doing the work. And if I'm giving answers that are Katie-isms, or I hear somebody else in the work give for an answer. Now there can be the coincidence where my truth matches up with somebody else's truth. That can happen, but it's got to be something that I'm really what I would say is being extremely uh, diligent and checking. Is this true for me only? You know, does this make sense to me? And if I've gone, I don't know if I've probably never shown you my workbooks. Um, I'll write stuff down and then I'll go back like the next day and I'll look at something I found for an example, and I just sometimes I'll just cross them out. It's like, nope, that was not right. That's not 100% true for me. So that's what I would invite anybody to doing the work is if an answer comes to you and it sounds right, do you ever hear me say in the group sessions, fact check it? Like, close your eyes and say, okay, is that really true for me? And sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. They should not follow Katie's instructions.
You said a lot, but I'm not sure if I catched up all. I thought you said, what is right to individuals is different. Sometimes it matches, but it have to be really true for that individual, right? That's what you say?
Yeah. Like,
So even Katie said, like judging others is more effective than judging yourself when it's not the truth. For some people, then it's not yet.
in groups like this, in communities like the work, there can be so much love for like a leader like Katie that people won't disagree with that person. And I've noticed this in the work community is sometimes people are really offended, like if I disagree with Katie, for example, about something. Like, I'll give you a good example. Um, the living turnarounds. To this day, I still don't agree with how that was taught in the past. It seems to me that she's changing it, the living turnarounds. Are you familiar with this idea?
Living turnaround is like practicing a turnaround in the life.
Yeah, it's this idea of like if you have a turnaround, it's like, okay, how can I live this turnaround? And there's this plan to kind of live that. And if it's to me, if it's a question, how could I live this turnaround? But then if you turn it into an expectation, to me, that's just you're back into beliefs and stress again. Because so this is what happened. When I was before I got certified, I was in a class, one of the classes that I needed to get certified, and I questioned the living the turnarounds thing. I said, you know, nobody in the class is doing the living turnarounds, and I said, so really, why are we doing that? If we've really done our work well enough, shouldn't we just leave the work and forget it rather than trying to plan living the turnarounds? You know, so now what's happened recently, I don't know, maybe the past 2 or 3 years, I'm noticing that Katie is having people live the turnaround right in the moment. And that to me is something completely different. That is, to me, that's valid. But when it was presented in the past, back when before I got certified, it was this idea of, okay, let's see, I'm going to live the turnaround. I should, let's see, take one of your ideas here.
I should step out of my comfort
Yeah,
zone.
I should step out of my comfort zone. It's like, okay. And, you know, for me, that's okay to look for how I could do that. It's to me, inquiry is always good. It's like, how could I live stepping outside of my comfort zone, like to do what I expected other people to do? It's like, oh, I know what I could do. I could go to a workshop and tell them my darkest fear or something like that, and then you get there and then you get scared and you don't do it, you know, or you do it and then you regret it. See, I think though that there's a real problem, quote unquote problem. Like, in other words, I don't think you can plan on living the turnarounds. If you do the work and you understand that what you thought was true is not true, you will automatically live those turnarounds. It's not something you have to try and plan to do. So anyway, I just wanted to give you that example of like, and it's something where I don't agree with what Katie was teaching back, and I had no and I told the teachers who were doing the class that I said I don't I one of them even, they didn't disagree with me. She said, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying, and I have to teach it this way because it's part of the curriculum, you know. And it's like, I understand, you know, but so it's, I think,
Which teacher is teaching that?
oh, that was, I forget, that was a long time ago. That was back in like 2017 and 2016. Um, but the biggest point I'm making is you have to be so true to what you've discovered as being true for you. And it doesn't mean other people have to live it. It just means that um, my integrity is something that is central to how I, not only how I do the work, but
You worry that ego, not worry. You think ego will, if it's not true for ego yet, then living out the turnaround bring the stress to ego. If it's already there, then no need to remind about living out. I see what you mean. If it's already taken in, then no need to mention. You have to practice.
yeah,
If it's something need to practice, that means it's still not there yet. It just require more worksheets.
exactly, exactly. That's
That's
exactly what
what you
it is.
mean. Instead of cut intentionally to practice
Mm,
from last worksheet,
yeah.
better to do a worksheet right now if that comes out again. That's
Some people believe this. They have expressions like act as if ye had faith, act as if you had faith, and faith will be given to you. And there's another expression, fake it till you make it, you know. And to me, those really don't help.
I see what you mean. It's pretty tricky for ego.
Yeah.
I see Katie might just say it's an interesting thing to practice the worksheet you've done and then kind of the takeaway got from the worksheet in life and then notice that's what she said. But
That's
people ego easy to use that as a principle. I gotta
right.
do that. So
Yeah.
you think that guideline is a little bit tricky.
And that word notice is, think about how when you're sitting like at home and you notice, oh, it's dark. You notice how there's, when you notice, there's no um, judgments, there's no um, stress. Notice is that really neutral place where you just see, oh, that's true or that's not, and it doesn't move you. And but in the school for the work, there's an exercise
No,
where
living on the turnaround is very, it's not easy. It's almost like a replay the worksheet had done before again when the situation happened in a quicker way. And then notice if I can act it out or not. If it's still not, means worksheet's not done yet.
yeah. See, that to me is how to live like the turnarounds is stay in the question. It's like, oh, can I live this turnaround? Oh, could I do it that way? But
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
I'm
The
going to, and then the time comes and you don't, and then you get mad at yourself. That's more of what we're
Yeah,
always
yeah,
doing,
yeah.
you know.
I see what you mean. It's about the tricky way of talking about this line. I think Katie did never want people to do things in a certain way, but it's very tricky for ego to misunderstand
Ego,
that
well, yeah,
side.
ego can take over
Yeah,
anything.
maybe you can change a little bit to question in life when the similar situation happen, if I can live out the turn round or not, like a question mark. I like
Yeah.
your how say perspective. Yeah, that's more touching my heart. That's very, yeah. I see what you mean and I agree with it.
And you ever notice if Katie says like, okay, notice, and then you find that you do notice, but you get angry at yourself for having done it. So first there's the noticing, and then there's the anger that takes it over. And Katie didn't say notice and then get angry at yourself. She said notice. And you
Yeah.
can't you can't help but get angry at yourself because it shows up. But that's the invitation, is to see
Yeah.
if you can just notice without making anybody at fault, including
Yeah.
yourself.
I see what you mean. Even notice and I get the mad at the one that the one in my head. I notice. I allow this angry self. That's another ego. It's just it. I see. So my turnaround. Thank you for sharing. What was we doing? Like
So
step out of
we were
comfort zone.
we were on they should follow Katie's instructions.
Okay.
Now you we did they should
I
not follow
should
Katie.
follow Katie's instructions. They should not follow Katie's instructions. They should
Yeah.
live out themselves, like really making it them theirs. Before that time, um, then they don't. They should not. I remember Katie said one thing. She said, "I don't even want the the peace, your peace. I don't want your freedom. I don't want anything from you." Yeah, so they should not. Until it's theirs, it's not theirs. Okay.
Yep.
Until something is theirs, it's not theirs. I don't want them to fake it. Maybe they read some Katie's instruction and then they didn't remember it, or maybe some of them didn't read Katie's instructions, didn't join the class. So when they don't know, how can they pretend they know? Or when they know but they didn't take it to heart, how can they pretend they are following the instructions? And then also, I don't 100% know Katie's instructions, so it's
I
hard
see
for me
another
to
example.
judge.
I see
Yeah,
another example that's very specific to our group. They should
yeah,
not follow Katie's instructions.
yeah,
We do one thought, and we take 2 hours to do it.
yeah.
And I don't, as far as I can tell, everybody is in that meditation. And so if somebody gets confused, well, that happens. People will get confused, and then there's typically discussions to clear it up. So, so the reason why Katie it, invites everyone to judge others is because it's more efficient to do it that way. And what we're doing keeps it efficient because we're helping each other stay focused. That's why in this case, they should not follow Katie's instructions because we're taking a long time to do just one thought. And other people can help clear up confusions that take a lot of time when you're doing it on your own.
They have confusions.
Yeah, like if you're new to the work and you're doing the work on yourself, I see people posting this stuff on Friends of the Work. um, if you're doing the work and you're new to it and you're doing it on yourself, then it can be really chaotic and be difficult. And so that confusion that comes is not going to be present in a group like ours because of not only because they got a facilitator, but we tend to help each other clear up confusion. So that confusion is not really a problem in a group session.
Mm. Okay. It's just like doing a round way, not a faster way, not a highway.
Well, you know, again, to just notice next time in the group session if we do an I statement.
I believe it will be.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I believe maybe every time will be a high statement.
So just notice that like any okay. So this kind of we're getting into discussion, but I think maybe it's worth it here. Um, were you there when somebody asked me about what I thought was the reason not to judge yourself?
Maybe that's what I asked you.
Or was it you?
And yeah,
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. And
you
so
said it's more not as efficient, and then you said the turnaround. When you judge others, there will be at least three turnaround, but when you judge yourself, then there will no be three turnaround.
well, there's that, but the other thing is that there's there's the judge you, and
Yeah,
then
you
there's the
said
you who's being judged.
being judged is so it's really confusing. Ego judging ego.
Yeah, so there's two entities, whereas if you're judging somebody else, there's you and somebody outside of you. But when you're asking those questions, you have two different entities, and who's answering the question?
Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
said that. It's a little bit confusing. Like
yeah,
it's not as clear as it's just judging other people, because all the time it back to us when the turnaround comes,
yeah.
right? And then when we do the third work, the feelings, how we treat others, the mind realize, just like I have done. Okay, that's
Like
how
for
I treat
example, like
myself.
yeah, like if the thought was I am stupid. It's like, you know,
I am
is
judging the other
is
stupid
it
me.
is it true, right? And if you say if
No.
if you're really attached to that belief, you say yes because it's coming from the one that wants to be right, or if you're attached to it not being right, you're going to be the one who answers in defense. Okay, no, it's not true, and so you never get that real clarity.
No, no one is right. Then always one is wrong.
Right.
If judging self, this one says yes, that means this is wrong.
Yeah.
That the one judge. If this says no, that means the one judge that this one is wrong. So
Yeah. And
that's
so in a group setting, that problem is a lot. Um, it's not really there, or if it pops up here and there, you know, I'll ask the question, okay, like which I are you talking about? And so that can get. So this is was Katie's, as I understand it, this was Katie's main concern when she invites people to judge other people, because it just keeps it simple, especially for new people. But again, in a group setting with a facilitator and with people who've got experience, you can address those problems that Katie brought up.
did you see my eyes? Like
No, I didn't.
yeah, like squirrel, like like too confident. To trust the ego. Yeah, but and then I said, um, still bringing me back to my own business. That's their business.
Hmm. So how about the turnaround to the self?
I should follow Katie's instructions.
I should follow Katie's instructions in that moment. How is that true?
Stay in my own business.
There you go. Stay in your own business. Yep.
Uh, uh, oh, she said, if you decide to do the work, then open your heart. If don't
Okay.
want to do it, then say an honest no. And I didn't do any of those instructions. I didn't follow. I couldn't. I only remembered don't judge self, this one instruction, and I forgot. I ignored. That's what I'm not able to noticing about all the other instructions. Like work is a meditation. Work is an open-hearted open heart meditation, and there's no right or wrong when doing the work. And an honest no is a yes. All those instructions, I only grabbed one. I was grabbing one. Don't judge self, don't judge self. And then
Ah,
I was not able to notice, oh, stay in your own business. Noticed a little bit later. And then saying honest no or yes to other people, I didn't. I was confused. I didn't know what I was really want. And then open hearted for. Oh, also, there's a principle for being a facilitator. It says to listen to other people's vulnerability. Here, I downloaded it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think you definitely saw it. It's just vulnerability to protect the space. I realized this is my part that don't I don't allow vulnerability. I
So yeah. So these are all you just banged off about 5 examples for this turnaround, and every single one of them is like dead on. So in looking at this, it's
Yeah,
like,
I agree
how can
to
you?
listen authentically to the
Okay,
thoughts.
let's stay with the work. I I,
That,
I
that,
know-
that, that's instructions, right?
yep. And what I was going to point out here is like, so if you can't follow the instructions, how do you expect us to?
At least I'm following some.
Huh?
Ah,
What?
I am following some.
Well,
They,
I'm only talking about in that moment. Like,
um,
there's all these other instructions, and you're only on one of them, and and we're missing one of them, and we're following the rest.
following meditating in it, following, yeah, embracing the vulnerability, following
Yep.
listening. Yes,
Open heart, no right or wrong.
my heart was not open. My heart was closed.
Yeah,
I was full of judgments.
yeah.
Couldn't open. Uh, yeah. Um, yeah. This is my short board that allow other people's vulnerability. Oh,
Well, you know, Michelle, like whenever now what you just saw, if you're not allowing other people's vulnerability, it's because you're not allowing it for you.
yeah. I wanna do the right thing. I
Yeah,
wanna do the work in the right way. That's why I'm taking so much classes.
yeah.
And I'm cherishing and I'm blaming the me before a few years ago, only 20% half listening. I'm
You know,
like, have to listen more carefully, following it more. Yeah.
for me, is a really clear way to know I'm doing anything right. I don't feel stress.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I want to be right. I want to do the work in the right way. I'm so scared of, I'm so worried if I going on the wrong way or misled by people. Yeah.
When misled by others,
Yeah, misled by others. I'm so worried. I worry. Yeah. So I reminding myself often follow Katie's instruction. Follow what you've learned, the principles.
yeah,
But obviously, I didn't read the principles in a comprehensive way, the vulnerability part. Yeah.
yeah.
As a facilitator, also here says you can pause the facilitation relationship with the customer if you feel you're not helpful for the customer. It's okay. It didn't say you have to help the customer. It'll be different.
Right.
You have to
Yeah.
change.
Well, have you heard Katie talk about facilitators' rights and clients' rights?
Yeah, client. Yeah, yeah, client. Yeah, I didn't read it carefully. I
You
will.
know, most people refer to clients' rights, um, because facilitators, I guess, maybe can be a little bit dominating, but it's true for either one. Like when I was working with somebody during my when I was trying to get certified, I was working with a guy from Israel, and just right in the middle of facilitation, I said, I got to stop. And he said, why? I said, well, I'm not seeing that you're doing the work. And I said, I wanted to stop. And he goes, like permanently? I said, yeah. And I just dropped the whole thing. Yeah. So integrity, like, there was an element of that back then when I look at it. I was in his
The
business.
customer was was talking about stories all the time
He was, yeah.
and then refused to follow the questions.
You know what it was? He was going into these long philosophical things that really weren't answering the question. And so, so for me, it's like I'm going to spend my time doing the work with people who are in the work, you know, because so it was just an integrity thing for me. And so
Yeah, I feel today's work also teaching me this, the integrity. I've spent some time with the guy, but I realize he is not ready probably. So I said, you're probably not ready now, but when you're ready, if I have time, we can still do it.
that's excellent because some
Yeah.
people are not ready. And you have to really kind of just take a moment and see, okay, is this work session, oh, is it
Someone just refusing, even say, when I ask what's the past image, they say, Uh, I don't know. And then he asked again, could you can sit still? And then he said, okay, I see something. I said, could you describe it? He said, I don't want to. I was like, okay.
that's really, see, that's a good teacher. It's like, because somebody asked me a question, this guy's a good friend of mine from California. He asked me a question and I just had my eyes closed and and I heard it and I was like, I don't want to answer that question. And he went on to another question. And it was, you know, it, like Katie said this, and it's like such a great kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It reinforces what I had already thought. It's like you're always free to do or not do what you want. Like there was this story where Katie had put some food in the refrigerator. Maybe you heard this, and somebody in the house took it. And Katie said to the person, "Can you? I'm going to buy that again. Can you please not eat that next time?" And somebody was like, "You said that, really?" And Katie was like, "Sure. You're always free to ask for what you want." And it goes without saying to say what you don't want, you know? And so now the only reason you wouldn't say it is because you want to manipulate somebody into liking, it's love, approval, appreciation, or something like that. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I mean, you got some great turnarounds on there.
Yeah, yeah, I should have followed Katie's instructions. Just stay in my own business. That's the best way of living a life.
Yep.
100% of the time, and then allow my own vulnerability, allow other people's vulnerability. Yeah, I can choose to not stay. It doesn't mean I have to stay. When I see other people's vulnerability, if I feel it's not gonna go on anymore, I can say maybe it's not the best time. Yeah.
Yeah, like on the group, if I was in your shoes in that moment, it could have been, I might have like maybe put a message in the chat. Bye. I'm gonna leave everybody. Um, Good luck with the work. I'm gonna be doing one of my own statements. I'm gonna just
Yeah, I even don't have to say it. I just say,
you know
hey.
right.
Yeah, I
You just
just
leave.
say, hey, and then say, hey, see you next time. I'm
Yeah,
dating now. Yeah,
that's
I don't have to explain, but if I want to, I can.
complete freedom.
Or I could choose to stay with an open heart to see what I can learn from this.
Yeah,
That there's not no mistake. It depends on how I do it. Do I stressfully leaving with angry, or I
yeah,
stay with anger? So that's the difference.
yeah.
That's the difference. It doesn't matter what I choose to do. I can stay, I can leave, but how I do these things.
Right.
That's how my thought depends on relate to my thought. If my thought is I stay in my own business, I really look deep in myself. I can stay, I can leave, it doesn't matter. But if I'm like, I want them to follow, I want them to step out their comfort zone, If they
Yep.
follow better, I will feel better. Then I feel stressful. Either leaving or either stay.
Yep.
If I leave, maybe I would be maybe worry. Oh, how they think of me. With that thought, I wouldn't leave with peace.
And
All
then
about the thought.
then you could leave and work on the thought, they're judging me right now. You know?
Maybe not. They are busy with doing the work.
Well,
I
yeah, yeah. All right.
yeah.
So,
So your thank you for the worksheet. I feel the class I'm taking to become a facilitator for the Chinese community. Um, it's not as intense as the certification you get. You're doing 20, so that's even more a 9-day school. But I learned a lot from that, especially the principle for the facilitators and also the right for the customers. That's really amazing. Who wrote this? Who wrote those things? Who wrote those principles? Like the even the moral principles. Like I have the right to stop the
oh yeah.
facilitating relationship. I respect customers' right. If I don't see they're beneficial from our
Mm,
facilitation at all, I will pause it.
yeah.
And yeah, who wrote this? Awesome.
I'm pretty sure it's Katie. You know,
Really?
you know, the way you're talking, I thought you were at first you were referring to the one for ones. I was like, this is brilliant. Like all the questions in the one for ones, those are amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Questions in the one for one is how you look at yourself in the facilitation, what you think
Like
good about
how
yourself,
would
what think you not good, and then about other people, same thing, pros and cons.
yeah, like
And then did you notice how you want other people see you, right?
right. And like
Then
and then there's that
where did
one.
you feel uncomfortable and hard?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And did
really.
you know, questions like your voice, did you notice any changes in your voice when you were
Oh, you
talking, you know?
you have that one? I didn't have this detailed one. It just says, did you realize how you want other people see you? And then what did you do for that? That's all I have. I didn't have that as like a detailed
Oh
guidance.
yeah, there's a real detailed one for one. And you know, on
Where's the one for one guidance that detailed? It's in the WhatsApp group.
I don't know where it is now. It used to be on ITW. Um, but
Yeah, because now the WhatsApp has a one for one group, so they definitely have to have a guidance. Otherwise, how people do it?
right. Yeah, yeah.
So I think they shared. I just didn't have a chance to look at it. You didn't keep the file?
No, I didn't keep it because I just figured it would always be there. I probably have it
Uh,
in my drawer somewhere, but
but
it's really
why didn't
incredible.
you open some online class? I'm very curious.
I'd never done that, and I actually taught an online course with Danny Omri. I did it once, and I haven't really gotten around to doing it. But you know what it is? I tend to like to work one on one, and I tend to like
I have a
work.
question now. The all the profile got taken off from the ITW. How you gonna put yourself out there more?
Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about that too.
In the community group, they have a facilitator list. Probably contact the administrator to add your name on the Excel. Then
Yeah, yeah,
people can see you, or you can register the volunteer link. Then when you volunteer, then people know you. Someone may think, "Oh, you're so great. How can I contact?" Yeah, because
yeah.
now how I found you, how people find you most from the ITW. You don't have your personal website, right?
Right, right.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that
that's what I see.
That
but
is
it takes a lot of time
that's
and
actually
energy.
something that I'm gonna probably put on a priority list because now that I'm not on nobody's on the work.com, it's like now I could definitely use a website. Yeah.
Now, for example, if I search Byron Katie, certified facilitator, some people who have their own website, I can open their website. But if you, then I feel maybe I cannot find it.
True.
And then unless people already knew you, and then you don't need to put yourself out there. And then the community group WhatsApp, the admin, they provided the Excel. I don't know how facilitator put their name on it. I think it's easy. You probably just direct message the admin and say, hey, I'm the facilitator. I want my name be on it. I think that should be fine.
No, it's yeah, that's something I still have to do, but I did ask them about doing it and somebody gave instructions and it didn't work and I suppose asking could work, but I
I
haven't done
see
that.
some facilitators not that uh very experienced. Their name is on it. It should be easy. Shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, it's true.
And then they also have a volunteer link. I even put my name there. I don't care. They didn't say you have to be a facilitator, so I put my name there. But if you write through that link and then notice I'm a facilitator, I think they will prioritize those
Maybe,
people
yeah. Mm.
certified facilitator to be volunteers. And then yeah, I I'm glad before ITW closed I met you.
Yeah,
I
right.
will
I know.
keep practicing the worksheet, and I'm excited to see maybe you can open some online event because so many facilitators they post their event small or bigger in the WhatsApp group, the event list.
Mm.
They were like October event, December event. I think you can be there too, and then you can have some students charge some reasonable fees.
Mm.
That's my opinion. I I I signed up for Martin Epstein's A Mind at Home book
Oh yeah,
reading
I know Mark.
class
Yeah.
for 6 weeks, and I've saw another facilitators classes about female, about the body criticism. Sounds so interesting, but I guess think if I have enough time, maybe next year, because this year I have so many things going on. But so many interesting class.
Yeah.
I feel you should be one of them to have some class.
I haven't thought about it much, but I have considered the idea of doing a class that combines nonviolent communication with the work.
Oh yeah, Martin Epstein is
Yeah,
good with that.
that's what made me
He,
think
he
of
is
it.
the he is the expert with nonviolent communication, right? He
Yeah.
is the professor from Columbia University for that major, right?
Oh,
Negotiation. Yeah, he is. He is not for nonviolent communication, but he is the professor for Columbia University for the negotiation.
oh.
Yeah, yeah.
You mean like
So
mediation?
uh, I translate through Google, so I
Uh,
didn't memorize the original word, but it's all on his website. And then he's a nice person, so I signed up for his class. And it's another facilitator told me, it's a younger facilitator told me he is running this class, and then she signed up since she is breaking up with a partner that she has been with 20 years. So she's going through
oh
some
wow.
challenges. So she signed up for Martin Epstein class. She signed up
Mm.
for another female facilitators. I don't know. I don't remember the name. It's on my messengers class. I felt if a facilitator is signing up for the class, it must be very good. So I also contact Martin Epstein, and as I realized, oh, it's in New York. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I signed up. He's very nice. He spent 40 minutes talking with me. Yeah. And the other lady's name is, but it's more about a woman, Helena Montelius.
Yeah, I know her
And
too. Yeah.
she that young, like not young, she's not young, but that not not that, oh, I don't know how to say in English. You know, you've been practicing work 17 years, right? Maybe she 5 years, 6 years, like younger. And then she signed up for those two teachers. So I checked on those two people. So
I
I
think
feel,
Helena, I think she's been in it quite a while, actually.
yeah, yeah, her class look great, but I already signed up for Martin Epstein, and then I'm now trying to be certified by Chinese community. I feel, can I handle that? That because I mean I really want to. Do
You
I
know,
have time?
I can tell you from experience, no matter what kind of certification you're doing with regard to the work, your certification happens when you're at home answering the 4 questions and
Yes,
memorize.
but there's a deadline. So that's the thing. There's deadline by December. So I know, I totally know, but that's the
Yeah.
reality. Otherwise, I gotta wait another half year. I can do that. And now there's a big shifting happening in Chinese one. One of the major facilitator now working with another platform. So I worry maybe this one will disappear. That's my anxiety.
What
Although they told me they won't.
what's
So
what's the current one? What's the
the
current
current
platform?
one is Sue, Sue, and Natalie Wen. And
Oh,
then now Natalie Wen is going to cooperate with another platform and then
okay.
bring up a big class, more expensive class, and then more intensive class every day. Gotta be on it. So this group of people, including me, I feel a little bit anxious. Someone even said, "I'm not gonna certify anymore. What's the point?" Blah 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 blah. And so during this time, I feel I've been spending so much time on it. Let me wrap it up, get us certified. So it's maybe this certification doesn't help anything with my real life, but at least I give myself a stamp. I finished it. I've been spending time on it slowly, slowly. I joined the 4 classes
Mm,
for like a 101, 201, 202, and the 301. They maybe separated the whole class, Katie's class, into four. And I'm repeating it because the first few I couldn't fully focus. So I'm repeating it. I'm paying half of the price to repeat it. So I paid a lot of energy on it. So I want to wrap it up, at
mm,
least get the first level of certified. It
yeah.
doesn't matter, well, they disappear or not. It doesn't matter. I just want to give myself a wrap up. Yeah, and yeah, I hope see your class. And maybe you work with Martin Epstein.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe that might be something I might do next year.
Yeah. Then if it's your class, I will join. Let me know. I will join in. Um. Yeah. Are you you know Martin Epstein? Well.
Yeah, he and I we've been to a couple events together. Yeah, I can't remember where I met him, but we were fast friends. Yeah,
Fast friend.
yeah, and I think that the reason for in other words, we became friends pretty quickly.
Oh,
Um, you know,
Columbia University MS Negotiation and Conflict Resolution. That's what I'm trying to.
yeah, um,
So it's different from nonviolence communication, but he mentioned that in his website also.
we were in an event. I think it was in New York State and somewhere.
In New York, they will
Yeah,
have a event.
yeah. I'm trying to think of what it was. Maybe it wasn't New York, but anyway, I
Oh, for the last
yeah,
10
yeah.
years, Marty has been a trainer in collaborative communication and nonviolent
Yeah,
communication.
yeah. Some people call him Marty. Yeah. Um, there was one time that we had been to an event. He, myself, another woman, and a third person, like 4 of us, we we stayed and we talked for like 4 hours. Like one time, we had to really long conversation, all about the work and you know the philosophy, and it was really great. Yeah, he's a good guy. Very
He is, he
insightful.
is. I feel lucky that I found him through this him, the other facilitator, before the ITW closed. Now I feel where if I find facilitators, it's harder. It's harder than before. Before you just open that page, you click on each one, and you know them. Now, ah, I don't know. I
Yeah,
feel anyway. I feel I'm lucky at least before it shuts down. I already know something about the work. I already have some connections.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, and then if you know any good events, please let me know. Yeah,
Yeah, and a lot of facilitators know other facilitators, so that's another thing that can kind of help it out. But
and I actually I secretly telling you I'm your Facebook friend. Then that's why Facebook recommend friends to me through you, and then I see many of them join the KD school, so I clicked friend, friend, friend. Some agree.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, before I didn't check my Facebook. I don't play on Facebook. After this happened, they create a Facebook community group. Then I check
yeah,
Facebook sometimes. Then I see some friends' recommendations. So I click, click, click. Now I am a friend of Martin Epstein. Seems like you and him both not hiding your own friends. Some people hide, but you and him don't hide, and some others don't hide. So it's like a friend link to friend. His
yeah,
friend, your friend, many of them joined Katie School. So I would read briefly their introduction. If it's
yeah.
something related to Byron Katie, I would send a friend. They accept or they not, it doesn't matter. I don't know. Maybe I see some good facilitators class. I don't know. And it's just I saw it and just say a friend, friend, friend. It's not.
Yeah.
It's I see you have so many friends. Only recently I noticed so many friends. Where did you get so many friends? Few
Oh
hundred.
yeah, so many of them is the work. Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like you probably know 80% of the people who attended to the work. So many. I was like, oh, but I didn't check your full list. It's just the Facebook would recommend. Like you
Facebook
may
is good for
know. Yeah, and then I would see the mutual friends have your little face there. So
that.
sometimes I would click on it.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes I most of the time busy. So it's a very I feel I'm lucky. Although I didn't join the earlier school earlier, like 5 years ago, but at least I know you. At least now I know Martin Epstein, Helen, and the Grace Bell. So many resources. I think I should be fine, and I will keep doing the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday Zoom. That's kind of like a first hand informations, right?
yeah. Are you aware of Tom Compton and his when
Yeah,
he does Wednesday?
yes. Wednesday is my busy day, so
Oh, right, yeah, yeah,
Wednesday is my busy day. Otherwise, yeah, you recommend me a few groups. I all wrote them down. Tom Compton, Carol was very nice, helped me, and then Carol and Todd Hess was switching on that group Tuesday. I remember.
yeah. The
So,
Clarity
but
Coach, was it Clarity Coaching Institute? You familiar with that one?
I forgot. I cannot remember any. But I have limited time, so
Yeah.
I
Well,
choose.
they do groups on Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, on Tuesday night I have something going on.
Okay.
Yeah, so busy me. And then but I joined some of it, and I talked with Carol. Carol was facilitating me for many times. Now she's busy, so no. And I sometimes say hi to her. She is not a certified facilitator, right? But she is very experienced.
I think she used to be.
Used to be didn't renew that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so many people now. No more certified facilitators. That.
Well, well, Katie said once a certified facilitator, always a certified facilitator.
Uh,
So
okay, so Deborah also helped me. Maybe you
Deborah
know
Hook,
her. Deborah, you don't
Deborah,
know? She always attend Katie's class.
what's her last name?
Deborah Darden.
Spell it.
Darlen.
Darling.
You don't know her. Deborah Darden. I always saw her on Katie's group session. And then she said I can ask her for her help anytime. But I don't think she is a certified facilitator, but she is someone who loved the work.
You know, I was just thinking, you could probably contact BKI. Oh yeah, okay. You could probably contact Byron Katie International by email, customer support, and you could ask them if they have the list that they deleted. They must have the list of certified facilitators.
Yeah, last few weeks, I've been so like kind of anxious organizing all the people I know right now. I put photos on each one. I I searched their name online, comprehensive their contact information, just like a keep as a treasure, just in case I need them one day. The anxiety, and then finally after a few weeks, I calmed down. I almost got sick because of ITW closed. It
A lot of
triggered
people
my
did.
anxiety a lot. Yeah, you're right. Maybe I can ask. But why they didn't post online? Like, oh, this is
Yeah,
the certified facilitator name list. You can still download and use it. They're not doing that.
yeah,
They just
yeah,
shutting it down. That's so brutal.
yeah. Sometimes
Is
Katie
it?
makes moves like that. They're just all of a sudden, boom, something changes. Yeah.
Yeah, people can die tomorrow, right? And thank you so much. I see you next time. You changed your phone number today, and then when I couldn't reach out to you, I was like, "What's going on?" He disappeared. He blocked me. I noticed my thoughts, and then
Yeah, right.
after I calmed down, I was like, I don't think he will block me. What's the reason he blocks me? And then I've been smart. I found a signal. I check. Oh, it seems like the number is different. I emailed you, I Skyped you, I
Yeah, I
Facebooked
know.
you,
Yep.
and then I was like, Signal, Signal, fastest. And then I tried to use the Signal phone number, and then I was like, okay, let me be brave, just call.
All right,
That was,
Michelle,
that,
maybe I'll see you
that
Sunday.
was me, very funny.
Yeah.
But thank you. Yeah, and you're not gonna change the number very soon, right?
No, the only reason I changed that was just because my former, well, T-Mobile, they said it cut my line off, and they didn't even, I had an automatic payment set up, and they didn't even take the money, and they cut off my line.
They
And then,
canceled your phone number?
yeah, then I try to find out what's going on, and there's this automatic line that says, for $200, I can get the line back. And I thought, I'm not doing this. I'm going to get a new number because I wanted to get a new carrier anyway. You know, the new carrier is a lot cheaper. It's only like $15 a month.
What carrier?
Called Mint.
15?
Yep.
Do you have internet?
Yeah. Right now they have a 3-month thing where you can get unlimited everything for $15 per month.
But then,
But then after that, it's still way cheaper than T-Mobile.
how much? I
Um,
know.
I forget all the prices. You have to kind of check it, but
My
um,
current T-Mobile was still special from a long time ago. I pay $30 a month.
yeah, see, mine's
That's
old.
cheap.
It was a $75. I was doing $75. And
Yeah,
but
one person.
yeah, and so I thought this is a good time to get rid of them.
You could have built a family plan. It's cheaper,
Yeah.
but
Well,
whatever. Yeah, it's
nothing like hindsight.
see you next time. Yeah. So okay, now I understand why. But glad I have your signal. See you next time.
Okay, have a good one. Bye.